out in the country. Country school, one teacher, and one room school. One day I will be a teacher and I'm going to have a school. I had a mother who read everything came by the house, I guess. And so since she read everything on this church paper, she's found some of this information. So when I got school age, they got a teacher that had gone to Oakwood to come and be our teacher. And of course she advocated it wasn't anything any better than Oakwood College. It wasn't college then. 2-year college. I am a farmer's daughter, so my first job in Alabama was working on the farm.
Really?
So when I came to Oakwood, I know more about the farm than anybody. So I worked down at the dairy for extra money, and we picked cotton at the college. And so this is how I learned how to do my first work. And I also worked for the dean. Oh, I started a school of my own at First Church, and that was down, I believe, in Huntsville. I've forgotten the name of the street, but I had about 25 or so kids that came from the community and from the church. Well, I was one of the first to start working at the white school. See, they wanted a few people, but they wanted to hand pick us. So they picked the one they thought would not cause any trouble, but they made a mistake. That's all right, we let it go because I've already retired from that job. From my education that I received at Oakwood from the 9th grade up till I finished college, my professors advocate doing something to help somebody else get to heaven as well as yourself. You just can't be selfish with this. And so I decided maybe teaching should be my job. And so I have been teaching ever since, I don't know, I've forgotten the year. But I stayed in the public school about 21 years. And that was when I started my own school. But I didn't start it out here in the country. I started it on Oakwood Avenue. I had 2 houses there. I had a house I lived in, and then I bought a house from a relative of mine, of my husband. And therefore, I decided in town is not the best place to have a school. You need to go to the hills in the country. So since I had been taught that in the country is the best place, you have space around for the children to play and all this kind of thing. And then they don't get into as much in the country as they do in town. And I think most of them love me pretty good, and I love them. But I know if I hadn't pointed them to Christ, I would have missed my goal. Well, he has, I had some land in Huntsville, and then I had been reading, and in some of the reading about schools from the spirit of prophecy, I kind of settled down with the idea that we must do our school as God has said it should be done. We must teach Bible, so they need to learn about Him, need to accept Him as their Savior, and also tell other people about it. So it's not just a school. It is just a school that God has told me to start. And He won't let me close it yet, because I've been asking Him, well, when are you going to let me close it? He hasn't given me that answer yet.
Hello everyone, I'm Miss Anika. I'm here at the school kitchen of Bessie Allen Preparatory School. Here you will find things that you don't usually find in your traditional school setting. We have a plant-based diet designed to help the children to grow physically, spiritually, academically, and socially. So here at Bessie Allen Preparatory School, we usually have a salad, okay? A green salad with usually carrots in it, with some homemade dressings a lot of times. Also we have rice, whole grain rice, whole grain oats. We do oat burgers. A lot of times our recipes come from our principal's cookbook, Marvelous Recipes by Mrs. Marvella Allen Burton. Many times I've come in the kitchen and looked in her book and I found a lot of delicious entrees and side dishes and vegetables that the children have really enjoyed. Many times they come back for seconds, and if we let them, they would come back for thirds. But again, we get to make sure they get their different variety of vegetables, root vegetables, their garlics and herbs, onions and whole grain beans and whole grain pasta when we have pasta. We do spaghetti sometimes, lasagnas. We use the oats mostly for burgers, oat burgers with some ground sunflower seeds and onions with sauces like barbecue sauce or Southern gravy. And sometimes one of the students' favorite is when we do the oat burgers. We do oat burgers, and we have the bread with the veggie mayonnaise, and take some one of Mrs. Burton's recipes out of the book again, and we use some sesame seeds and sunflower seeds for like a southern batter on the French fries. So we do French fries some days without the oil. So that's something we try to strive here. Sugar-free diet for the young people, oil-free diet unless it's especially non-cooked oil, but we do use oils and salad dressings and things, and dairy-free. So that's what we strive here in the kitchen of Bessie Allen Preparatory School. A total plant-based vegetarian diet to help the children grow spiritually, physically, and emotionally and academically. Here are a few of the things we use. We've been blessed. A lot of times prayer is how we get things here at Bessie Allen Preparatory School. Oven, we have pots and pans that have been donated, convection ovens that helps make things a whole lot quicker in the kitchen. And when you have 30 and more students to feed each day, you need sometimes you need meals quick, fast, and in a hurry. So again, we are happy to be able to provide our students with vegetarian, plant-based diets to help them to grow.
I remember attending the Bessie Allen Preparatory School when I was 4 years old. I began first grade there, and the instructor was my mother. I stayed there until the 6th grade, and at that time I was transferred to Oakwood Elementary School. My mother then took a job with the state as a teacher in the public school system. And so I have good memories of Bessie Allen Preparatory School. And so the school still lives even today in 2010. And when I was 4, there was quite a time ago in the 50s. Then I remember my mother reopening the school in the 70s. And then she closed it for a time and reopened it again. So we're talking about 30 plus years of teaching in our own facility. I remember when my son was in the 2nd grade, she reopened it so that he would have a place where he could be educated based on the principles that we believed. And so down through the years, we've added some things. It started out as a one-room school, and then we slowly added another room, and recently we just added a kitchen, a brand new kitchen, where we can teach the children how to cook in a facility that's big enough. We have been using a little small space, but we've learned to improvise through the years and just use what we have. We've added a gardening program and sewing and just some practical skills that children will need in order to make it in life. We see that these skills are slowly fading from society, and very few students are learning these basic skills that are necessary. So the students enjoy it. We've had some that have been there for quite a while, and they love it. The spiritual atmosphere is good. We promote the word and also mission work. It's a mission-based, self-supporting school, and we seek to inspire the students to be missionaries, whether it's a missionary doctor, teacher, lawyer, but the main goal is to be educated to serve man, and by serving others, we serve God. So that's the main thrust and underlying reason for the education system that we have in place. The students also canvass. They do literature evangelism. As a matter of fact, today we have some students out in the field canvassing. This is one way to earn a little income for school, as well as bring in funds to help the school in our projects. We are a small mission school, and we have had student in the population anywhere from about 35 to 65 students. It varies every year, but whatever God sends us, we are happy. The study and the training is pretty intense, because if a student is deficient in any area, we don't pass him on. We seek to try to build him up in those areas and work with him so that the student is able to function on level. And that takes a bit of work, I must say. We have weeks of prayer, and we go to the hospitals and the nursing homes and go into the community. And when somebody is sick or have lost a family member, the children go, they sing, they pray with them. And it's teaching them to not be selfish with their time and their talents, and also to bring some hope and joy to people who are suffering right here close to us. So God has put a place within our hearts a strong desire to see these children in the kingdom. Some have ministered to their family members and have become Christian Seventh-day Adventists. Some are taking Bible studies even now. And so physically, academically, and spiritually, we seek to develop the whole student. And so by God's grace, we're accomplishing this goal. And by faith, we press on.